Is back, and let me tell you something. I am so excited because there's a lot going on this weekend. I have my sister in the building, family. Now, here's the thing, though. 15 years on CBS.
Yes.
You've seen her on Comic View as well. And I really wish I could have seen you on that Queens of Comedy tour, but it ain't happened.
I didn't do the Queens of Comedy because they didn't want me to do the Queens of Comedy.
So let's talk about that.
We'll talk about it?
Well, Adele Gibbons, she stopped by the show and she said that there was never a conversation that was had, and she felt like that you were lying about the whole fact that, you know, they didn't want you on the Queens of Comedy.
Okay, let me clarify some things. And I love my good sister Adele Gibbons. I remember when I first saw her, because I grew up in Chicago. She was in Chicago. I don't know if she was born there, but I saw her on the west side of Chicago when they were doing the Miller Lite Comedy Search at Rose's. One of the rounds was at Rose's on the west side. That's where I met Adele Gibbons. Very funny, very creative. And I remember her talking to me about what she wanted to do in comedy. And I said, dude, be yourself.
Yeah.
No one can steal you.
Yeah.
And for those who know you, when a comedian gets up and steal you, we can check them. So be yourself. So she goes forward and gets Def Jam, right? Yeah. Which I'm always proud of what we are doing, especially as women in comedy. What Monique did when she swept the award season, winning every award with Precious. We applaud that. Tiffany Haddish, great comic, but great producer as well. But I want all women to succeed. Some more leading towards. So to say that there was never a phone call. But then if you go to the Breakfast Club footage, where Samore admits that there was a phone call. And there were people involved that advanced that phone call that didn't want me to tell it because they would lose their relationships. And the discussion was at the time where Monique, they had the Queens of Comedy, right? And even before that, Melanie Camacho had performed with the Queens of Comedy. So there was a different set of women performing with the Queens of Comedy until they became the Queens of Comedy. Laura Hayes, Samore, Monique, and Adele, right? And then they locked into it. And am I telling this right, Kyle and Mike? Am I telling it right?
I'm learning.
Okay. So then when Monique goes off and does her own thing, she's still a queen of comedy, but she goes off to do her own thing. Then I have two discussions with one person that don't want me to tell it, talking about I can get you on the Queens of Comedy. I can do this. And they were in one of the Queens camps.
Really?
I'm on a plane. Matter of fact, y'all need to remember this, so when my book come out, I'm going to tell it.
Chapter 8, verse 7.
That's it.
He was on that plane.
Right, so I'm on a plane, and the person is talking to me about the Queens of Comedy, and I said, I'm not sure if that's going to work, right? Because at that time, I understood why there was a limitation to me working certain places, and I had to accept it. And I went to God in prayers to open doors for me. Show me favor, Lord. Help me be better so that I can work a little bit more, because all I want to do is pay my bills and be part of great things, right?
Absolutely.
So as this conversation is happening, then I get another phone call from another person. I don't know if he wants me to say his name. He's never denied this situation, but when I come back to your show, we'll clarify, and I'll ask the person, can I say his name? That's how I got the information to dial into the call. So I just dialed into the call, just trying to pick numbers, and we in Greekdom know that's how we were having our meetings, dialing the call. So I thought they were going to put me in queue, where I was just going to wait, and you was going to hear their music, and somebody will be with you in a few minutes. I thought that was going to happen, but that didn't happen. They put me straight into the call. Now, to say that I'm lying about something, and then fast forward, you go to Samore's interview in the Breakfast Club, where she says, yes, there was a call, and it is true. So what do you think, brother?
Honestly, I think there was something that was said. I don't know what exactly was said, but when me and Adele had talked about it, I kind of felt like she shied away from the conversation at first, and her husband kind of gave her that look. And if he gave her that look, then she kind of opened up. She started talking about it, and I'll show you the piece as well after the interview. But she said that there was nothing that was said that you can say that she said. She said maybe there was things that went on in that conversation, but there was nothing that you can say that she had said.
But if you notice, I never pinned certain things on certain people. I said that. Thank you, Mike Washington.
I
heard a lot of versions of the story from different cities we've been to, but you know, to my knowledge, recollection, you've never mentioned any names saying anything. It was just what was said. So you never said who said what. I mean,
that's right.
You know,
and
so
they were the queens of comedy. And when you get to CBS, and some people were like, why would you have a family discussion on a mainstream station like CBS, Red State, and everything? I said, because if you get to the end of what I'm saying, I'm thanking them. First, I'm using CBS as the platform to say, if you know there's a Kings of Comedy, and Cedric is on The Neighborhood, right? And Steve Harvey is on Family Feud and Celebrity Family Feud. D.L. Hughley is on radio. Bernie Mac had the Bernie Mac show. Mac at Night? Mac at Night. Where it was on HBO. And he has all these things. He's in great movies with George Clooney and everything. So these guys did something great, but so did these women. And at that time, I wanted to be a part of it. Everybody was asking, why are you not? Why are you not? And at that time, when you had to
I remember when it came out, I was like, where's Sherly Underwood at?
Because you could only have so many women on stage at one time, and whatever reason, I wasn't considered. And they taped it where? In Memphis. In Memphis, where they thought, I'm not going to say I did, and I'm not going to say I did. They thought that I was having a relationship with the mayor.
What made them think such a thing?
Because the mayor would come to my show and walk through the show and hold his drink up, and I'm supposed to stop talking. And then when he put his drink down, that means continue your show because your boo is here. And he enjoyed that. So Memphis, you talking about, because I'm Little Rock, Arkansas, Mississippi. So I'm straight down south, right? So at that time, they did something. I was like, oh man, I wish I could have been on this show. But you have to wait on God's will, not my will, but thy will be done. So even if I'm hurt about something, Lord, take this pain from me. I want to be part of them, but you want to be part of them when you're welcome. And then I end up working with Adele on different shows, working with Adele and some more on the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage. And I worked on that, which I'll be going back to the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage this October. I'll be back there. So I've crossed their paths. Even when Steve Harvey was doing the Hoodie Awards. I remember I was supposed to marry Tommy. And Tommy stood me up, and Shamar Moore came out of the audience doing his monologue from the Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna get this slob, I'm gonna bust this slob, because you know I'm old school. So I said, well, then we gonna play this role, let me become an actor. Because I love Shamar, and I believe that we're friends enough that we can do this. I remember I was calling up Kyle. You was there. I was there. Remember, wasn't I calling up all comics? Kim Whitley, Sherry Shepherd.
Your bridal party.
That's right, because they were going to be, and we had flowers and cake and everything, and I was dressed. And you can type in Hoodie Awards, where you see me dressed in all white with a veil and everything, and he stands me up. So I'm calling up some more. Why? Because I ain't mad at ya. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, because if God let me live, I can be better, and I can learn from it. So when I get to CBS and I tell the story and I say I'm bruised but I'm not broken, and I want to thank them. Why? Because if I had not heard what they said, I couldn't make me a better me.
No, absolutely. And then I mean, even with you missing that blessing, I think the bigger blessing was you was on daytime TV for over a decade.
That's right, exactly where I need to be. But also, Kyle, I want you to testify on this one. Remember, I wrote some pages to a movie, and the movie has parts in it for Adele, Shamar, Monique, every female comic.
Really?
Am I wrong, Kyle?
No, you're absolutely right. It's a great movie. It's a comedy. I hope y'all get it done.
That's right. So then when I start pitching the movie, and people was like, well, why you want them? Why not? They're the biggest females of our generation of comedy.
Yeah.
So I want to work with them, not because I'm being a simp. I don't know. You beep this out. Not because I'm being a gump. I don't know if you can say gump. Forrest Gump. Okay, fix it, Jesus. Okay, but it's not because I'm trying to get all up under somebody so you can love me. What I'm trying to do is be right by God. I'm trying to show God that I am ready for the bounty that He can put before me. That I'm ready for every blessing because I can handle it, and I become a better me. But to say I lied about something, that's it. I might have a misrecollection, but I did not lie about dialing into a call and hearing my colleagues, my fellow comedians, talking in a certain way. And I made sure to say, Monique was not on this call. Yeah. And they didn't know I was on the call, but I ended up working with Laura Hayes in a beauty shop.
And you did?
Yeah, so why do I have to walk up and go, I heard what you said about me? That's not solving a problem.
And let me say this real quick, because you just mentioned beauty shop. I can't get out of my
head. Your monkey bread, all that is made up.
Yeah.
All that, and you know what? Sherry Shepherd is my first time being on a movie where I had a significant role. For people that saw me and I got the hookup, I almost didn't get that. Now this is comedians working together. Lil Ant, God rest his soul, AJ Johnson. He talks about this movie and want me to come audition for it. I come audition and they take it longer than I thought. You know, I got my sister that I take care of in a hot car. You can't have disabled people in a hot car because she fighting and mad. I'm like, listen, let me go up here and do this. I go up there. First thing I ask is, what is a masterpiece? Which one of y'all's masterpiece? What's na 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 na? That is not a lyric. You're not DJ Quick. You're not Kumo D. I need a lyricist. You're not even Eric B and Rakim or something. So I'm just talking all kind of yang. And then I start cussing them out because I'm like, how long is this gonna take? Either you're gonna give me a part, you're not gonna give me a part. So me and AJ going back and forth. I get the part. Master P helps me be in 2 different movies. That's comedians working together. But we spar against each other as comics. But that don't mean we hate or dislike each other. So you're right. If I did not learn from what happened with that call with some of the queens of comedy, how can I be better once I get to CBS? How can I be better on the set of Bulwark? How can I be better doing TV shows when I'm afraid to be an actor because I don't believe I'm good at it? I believe I can play Sherly Underwood very well. But if you had me play, like I don't do